Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I am just gonna try to make a quick video, but sorry I've been gone like last week. I couldn't post, I didn't have time honestly, but just been busy with work and just life and doing God's will. So yeah, but basically today I'm gonna just talk about how children and young people are today. Like young as in like 10, 9, 10, 11, even younger than that. 12, 13, 14, 15. How like 10-year-olds today are like 14. Like I was telling my brother the other day, yesterday, like 12-year-olds today are like 16, 17 years old. And how this culture and society is just making people grow up really, really fast, and faster than how things were for me when I was younger. Like I was doing stuff I shouldn't have been doing, but kids today are a lot more, social media and stuff like that. And I don't know about what y'all be doing with y'all kids. I don't have kids, but I know some people celebrate holidays and things of that nature. So Halloween's coming up, and the people that a lot of young people look up to are these people on social media, like Lotto, Meg Thee Stallion, I guess Cardi B, Nicki Minaj, of course, Beyonce, who else? Tyler, people like that. And they want to be like them. That's who's Ice Spice. They're pushing these people out in the media. And for the men, well, the boys, NBA YoungBoy, a lot of people love him for whatever reason. Who else? I don't know the men rappers nowadays, or male rappers. I don't know, but I'll just use him for right now. But yeah, so that's what is getting promoted to the kids. And if you don't have a relationship with Christ, you as the parent, or you as like an influence in their life, maybe you're their teacher, maybe you their sibling, or you're their auntie or something, and you can like try to plant some seeds and be like, yeah, just tell them like your experience in life and how listening to these people, looking up to these people, what it did for you, and how it was a detriment in whatever way to you when you were growing up. And these things are really important because this is, the next generation. And I know, for like I said, Halloween's coming up. People want to dress like the girls that I just mentioned that are so-called rappers. And my bad, I'm looking around because I'm trying to watch my surroundings, because there's a bunch of people walking all over the place, cars driving, people walking, and I have no idea who they are. Hopefully she doesn't come over here. Well, never mind, she is.
You don't think it's water there?
He could probably do it for you because he works in there. But yeah, there's a lot of homeless people around, so she was asking if she could get water refilled in her bottle. But yeah, so I thought she was finna do something weird. I don't know. People be weird and crazy nowadays. I just heard a story of somebody, some lady shot a guy because he blew his horn behind her because she didn't, go when the light was green, and she basically followed him, and then she shot him, and then he died, and now she's in jail. So, yeah, but anyway, this is the youth that is being indoctrinated right now with all this demonic stuff, and it's sad. It's looking at it now that I'm saved, it's like crazy, because young girls, young guys, they want to dress up as these people for Halloween. They want to listen to their music. They want to watch their videos. They want to follow them on social media. They want to just emulate them. And they don't understand the stuff that they're promoting. And as they're getting older, habits are harder to break as you get older. And the stuff that you're putting into your subconscious, into your spirit, is going to direct your life in one path or another. And you don't realize as you're doing it when you're young, you don't realize, like, you listen to these people, they're whorish, like the Bible calls certain women the harlots, how Israel played the whore. They don't realize, like, for the women, for the girls, these people, they're whorish, they have whorish tendencies, how they carry themselves, how they dress, how they act in their music videos, how they talk, how they think, what they sing about, sexual stuff, just being lackadaisical about how you use your body and what you wear, and that attracts certain people to you, specifically guys. And if you are yearning for male attention and validation, you're going to feel like you need to do something, and then that's just going to be depleting from you. You're going to be getting used, and you don't understand, like, why you're unhappy, why you're sad and stuff. And it all starting from this indoctrination, from the stuff that you're putting into your mind. And just doing bad things, man. Like listening to them singing about drugs, singing about sleeping around, singing about just craziness, all type of stuff that's literally against the Bible. They're talking about that and promoting it. And of course, that's what Satan does. He does the opposite of God, so perverting God's creation and trying to take as many people to be with him in hell. So, and he loves to get to the youth because he knows children are close to God and close to Jesus' heart. So that's why you gotta be, it's like you gotta be mindful what they're doing. You gotta pay attention, but it's like at the same time you can't be like a dictator, because even God doesn't sit up here and force us to obey him. He doesn't force us to follow him. He doesn't force us to listen to him. He doesn't force us to do what he wants us to do, because we have free will. So it's like, yes, you're a child, you're the parent, you're paying the bills, but don't, like for me, when growing up, my mom, she didn't want us listening to that type of stuff. But for me, I would say the approach that I would have liked better is more so like, well, considering she was mostly single mom, she did her best. But if you can, I would say the approach that I would have liked more is like, explain to me why I shouldn't be doing this instead of just telling me why I shouldn't do this. And you're like, well, you might think, why should I have to explain to my child? I'm the parent, you're the child, do what I say. It's like, no. You don't provoke your children to wrath, to anger. Alright? Children supposed to respect the adults, but respect the parent, but don't provoke your children to wrath. Don't sit up here and just be like a tyrant, like a dictator. I don't care what you have to say. I don't care about your questions, your opinions, your thoughts. Just do what I say. Like, don't be like that. Now, it's not to say all the time. Yeah, so I have to explain every single thing. Like, you can figure out what needs to be explained. Some serious as like, why shouldn't I listen to this person? Like, I like the music, like, what's the big deal type of thing, and explain to them. Or versus like, say they're like, why do I have to go to school? I don't want to get up in the morning, I'm tired. And be like, you need to go, just make it short, sweet, or just be like, because you need to have your education, and you don't need to sit up here and be a bum and not be able to get a job, provide for yourself, and be homeless. Something like that. Be like, why do I have to go with you to go buy food? Why can't I just stay home? There's like, I don't need to sit up here to tell you that. You coming with me, yeah, so something similar, something small like that versus something big is like, why is it bad to smoke weed? Why is it bad to, go listen to music? It's like, yeah, they talk about fornicating, and you say God doesn't want us to do that. It's like, okay, but why though? Like, that is just it. All it does is makes them think like God's trying to control me. God just wants me to listen to Him, and I can't do what I want to do. And what's wrong with what I want to do? Why do I have to do that? So when you explain stuff, then it helps the child. It helps the young child, young girl, male, whatever. Helps them have a better understanding. Like God tells us, get knowledge, but with all you're getting, get understanding. So you giving them a whole bunch of knowledge, but they don't understand like why you're telling them this stuff. You're just telling them a whole bunch of stuff, and it doesn't make sense. So they're gonna keep doing what they're doing. And it's not to say when you do tell them stuff, they're not gonna stop doing what they're doing. But it is to say that at least the seed is planted, and that they can now have a reference of like, okay, so, and they can like start looking at the people around them, be like, why, like I was saying, why is it bad to listen to, say, Meg Thee Stallion? I like her music, whatever. And you tell them like, well, this stuff is, break it down for a child, be like, well, the industry they're in is evil, and the stuff that they are promoting is evil. And when you get into these type of things, you go down one path versus the path that God wants you to go down, which keeps you safe, keeps you from getting hurt, used, abused. You go down this path, and it's a place where people don't know what they're doing with their life. They're trying to fill this hole in their heart, and they're using vices. They're trying to they're sleeping with people. They're drinking, they're smoking, they're doing whatever. And all it does, it doesn't ever make you happy, because all it does, it makes you addicted. You end up just being used, you not fulfilled, because you need more and more and more of it. It's not going to ever fulfill you. Versus if you follow God, He supplies all your needs. He fulfills you. And He's your creator, so He knows everything that you need. And then, it keeps something sweet like that. And then they'll be like, oh, okay. And, yeah, it keeps you from having your heart broken. Because whatever Satan has for you, it's not going to last. Like, it'll be a mirage. You might think, oh, I got with this guy, and oh, he wanted to sleep with me, and I was like, well, I listen to Megan Thee Stallion, and she's saying we should sleep with dudes, so I'm sleeping with him. He my boyfriend. And then say 6 months later, now she's broken up with him, and now she's crying and her heart's broken, and she's like, well, I listened to what the music said. Why is my heart broken? And so she can start looking around, looking at this reference, and looking at the people around her and her schools. Maybe there's people around that's going through what you explained to her, and she's looking and she's like, oh, they're smoking vapes, they're smoking weed or whatever, and they're telling me about how they sleeping with this guy, or they're sleeping with a lot of guys, or how they're doing these type of oral things to guys. And I'm looking at how they act and how they carry themselves, and like how their countenance looks, and they don't look happy. They look like they just don't look right. They're acting weird. They're not doing good in class. They're rude. They're mean. And you just be like, well, I'm recording. What? Hold on. anyways, yeah, so that's that. And yeah, so it'll just help them. You know, you can do what you can. Not to say everything that you do is gonna sit up here and prevent them from doing stuff that they shouldn't do, but like God says, you train up a child in the way they should go, and when they're older, they won't depart from it. And that's what my mom did for us, and that helped us a lot. And, you know, here I am today, and my brother is the same, and our youngest brother, he's coming around too. So at the end of the day, you do what you can. You pray, fast for your children, fast for maybe people that ain't your children, pray and stuff for them as well, and you just do what you can, and God will take care of the rest. You know, you're planting seeds in them, so you know God will handle the rest as long as you do everything that you can, because these kids nowadays, they are growing up too fast, and social media stuff, they're thinking it's okay to, like I said, mention all those things: smoking, drinking, fornicating, twerking, sleeping around, doing stuff they shouldn't be doing to other people's body parts sexually, and just all type of stuff, bro. Getting into stuff they have no business getting into at such a young age. But that's, you know, culture that's normalized, and it's sad. So yeah, you just do what you can, and don't stress yourself out. Pray. I always pray for the youth and for people in high positions, parents, leaders, pastors, for their strength and everything. Cause yeah, I know it's hard, it ain't easy. So yeah, man. Yeah, so I guess that's all I'm gonna say. I hope the video helps you guys, and just don't, if you feel like you're going to like lose them if you're not like trying to control every little aspect of their life, don't believe that lie, because the more you try to force somebody to be in like a little box, the more they're going to want to break out of it. So you have to find your middle ground. It's like your child wants to listen to Lil Wayne at home. It's like, okay, so I guess, I don't know, for me, I would probably be like, I don't know, maybe like you have headphones on, but then again, I'm like, I don't want that evil energy in my house, but then again, I don't want them outside with whoever they're hanging out with, maybe at school or whatever, and then they're doing it there, and who knows what else they're doing. So you have to pray about that, but also be like, all right, we're having prayer at 5 p.m. We're having prayer at before school, and reading like a couple Bible verses every day, and talking about it. And yeah, you do what you can. Like, you try to combat what they're into, because they're gonna do what they want to do anyway. But like I said, you just do what you can, bro. Pray for guidance and wisdom and all these things. But yeah, and hopefully you can get them into a good private school as well, so they're not in these public schools where they're teaching all type of foolishness. So yeah, but anyways, Lord willing, I'll see you guys next week. Yeah, sometime during the middle of the week. And yeah, I hope you guys are doing well, and I will see you all soon. Thank you for watching. Yeah, take care.